All right, guys, I'm caffeinated. I'm ready to go. I'm going to drop a little extra knowledge today and possibly over this weekend. This might be a multi-part series. This video might not cover everything, but I'm just going to get started on what I did differently 6 months ago, not making money, till now making over 5 figures a month from trading. I don't have a crazy amount of money. Like when I was making money, like now, yes, I have a decent amount of capital and I have it to use to my advantage. But when I started, bro, I was negative. I was literally charging my credit card to make money. So let this be motivating and show you that it's real, it's possible. You just actually have to take the steps to get there. It is 100% on you. Okay? And that's the first thing I want you to do. And then second, get a journal right now. Get a notebook, get something to write down, because I'm going to tell y'all what to do. Okay, so what I use on a daily basis. These are the only concepts I use, right, that you need to know. I'm just going to write them on the screen. So let me make this smaller. Oh, not that small. There you go. Okay. So let's get into this. So the first thing that I use on a daily basis is liquidity, right? Liquidity is one of them. Let me turn off the magnet. And let me do this as well. One sec. Let's do that. Let's just do the one. Let's go like way up here. Honestly, I'll do the text. Liquidity and imbalances. This is what I use to find my bias and where to set TPs. Plain and simple. TPs and trade bias. Right? And then number 2, confluences, okay? So I like to have, obviously, you know, I use multiple different narratives, but for my daily bias, I look at the 4-hour and 1-hour, okay? That's step 1. That's to get general like idea what I would like to see price do in the morning before I take a trade. Then I go down to the 15-minute and 5-minute. And 15 minute /5. And I basically look for what price needs to do to then target 1-hour, 4-hour liquidity or imbalance. Right? So reason to target DOL, draw on liquidity, or draw on imbalance or whatever. Right? And then 1 minute confirmation. This could be break a structure, IFVG, fair value gap being respected, order block, breaker block, equilibrium. There's multiple different like ways like you could go about this. And then also like I pay attention to how the 5-minute is moving. Okay, so like if I'm wanting to take longs, I would preferably like the 5-minute to be in a position to then go long, whether that's like in a fair value gap, retrace, about to break a structure, IFVG. Like these are the things I'm looking at when I'm taking trades, okay? This is it. If you know all these confluences I just gave you, you know how I trade. And then also just like some side things, but this is more just like market intuition / like judgment plays. It's kind of, judgment plays. This is like SMT, and then also just like kind of like legit how you feel about the trade. This is something you're not going to understand until you put in enough time. Like this comes with knowledge, right? So like bang. So like this is all you need to know. Like you know this. I mean, you're already in a great position. Because like as we know, market moves uptrends and downtrends. And ideally, you know, it fills imbalances. Boom, takes out liquidity, fills an imbalance, and then takes out liquidity, fills an imbalance, and then takes out liquidity. Like, that's just how market moves. So like if your draw on liquidity was this high over here and prices like this, you would want to see, ideally, to find the best entry, unless you're willing to enter here and hold down here, which your RR is going to be trash. You would want to see some kind of pullback to then fill orders to then go take out this, right? So like you need to use a little bit of common sense in your trading. Obviously, when you look at candlesticks, it's a lot more complicated, but this just comes with trading over time. And the more time you put in and the more effort you put in, the better you're going to get, right? Oh, we're just getting started here. Okay, so what really changed my trading and caused me to do better? I've talked about this a little bit before. So if I'm seeing prices here and we got, let's just say, an imbalance here, right? Okay. And this is like London lows, and then we also, let's say this low is like really close here, and let's say even like this low is close, right? So you got basically low resistance liquidity here, which is like, okay, this is like a play in on liquidity. Like there's normal liquidity, like highs or lows, and then there's like higher confluence liquidities, which are equal highs, equal lows, data highs, all-time highs, which is what we printed off today. You know, just consolidating price, like a lot of lows in one area, right? Because there's stop losses under all of these. So like there's liquidity and orders to be swept and filled and then push higher. So if I was looking at price here, you know, I mark out 930 and I mark out 950 because, oh, might as well add this in there. Where should I add it? This goes into my daily bias. So I would just put macro. And the macro is basically, let me move this over here. The macro is basically at 10 o'clock, a new 1 hour and 4 hour candle is made. So this means it hasn't put in a wick or anything. So like this is normally like an expansion, like it's just a high volatility time when a candle opens because it has the ability to move down and up. It's just a higher confluence time, basically. There's just, I just notice closer to 950 there's more volume in the market, and that when I like just from back testing and studying around that time, that's when my draw on liquidity gets hit, right? That's when it makes a move to then take out the draw on liquidity. This isn't always the case. Trading is at 100%, okay? So yeah, I would see something like this. Okay, say this was my draw, and then I also had this. I'm like, okay, in market open, if we have, I mean, let's just be even crazier here. Let's remove this, actually. So we're like this, and market's about to open, and price opens and goes before my macro and taps into here. Well, my play to the upside got taken. So what I would kind of be looking for is some kind of displacement downwards. And let's just say this is the 5 minute we're looking at. But these are like 1 hour good lows or something. So this is the draw. We just tapped into this imbalance of price, previous price. And price respects the fair value gap. Let's say on the 5 minute. We break structures. So now I can infer that the 5 minute broke structures. So the 15 minute and 1 hour possibly have a good chance of continuing lower. Boom, right? And let's say it comes up, goes back down. And then, like, you get a hard drop here and you're like, oh no, I'm going to miss my trade. And you FOMO in. You might, like, this is, you wouldn't want to, look, this is what you'd be waiting for. Like, if price did something like this, you would want to see a lower time frame entry, okay? Bang. We get a 5 minute retrace. Then I'm down to the 1 minute. I'm looking for a break of structure, IFVG to the downside and shorting that bad boy to the moon, okay? Like that would be a target. And then after the break of structure, and then, you know, price plays out, right? Or I mean, if you just notice, like, okay, say there was a 5 minute gap in here and price literally taps this and then blows right through it. Shoot, I'm not against an entry like this as long as the stops make sense. you kind of got to figure out like what you feel comfortable taking trades with and what kind of works for you. Like, even though I learned from TGR, if you look at his recaps versus mine, we trade completely differently. Like, we don't take the same trades. Like, you can look at his videos or whatever, and we don't trade the same. It just doesn't. I just see the market differently. And like, that's the part with trading. Like, you can have any mentor in the entire world, no matter how good they are. It does not matter. Like, because your mentor is good, yes, that probably increases your success rate. But when it really comes down to it, it's up to you to become profitable. Like, I could teach you everything I know to an absolute T, and you could still never make money in your life. That's the harsh reality with trading. Like, it's really like you have to mentally be willing. Like, I think people understand this stuff, honestly, way like you know what this is. You know what you need to look for. You know optimal entries. You know all that. But what people like, let me move all this. What people seem to forget, which is the most important part, is like the mental aspect of trading. Like, you have to be willing, statistically, every single trade, statistically, let's just be even more like, you should treat everything as a 50-50. Like, you should never enter a trade thinking you're going to 100% win. This is a terrible mentality to be in, and you're going to get absolutely wrecked, right? So if you were thinking, like, just think about this like mathematically and like how your brain's going to work. If you think of everything as a coin flip, you're not going to risk your whole account on a coin flip. And if you do, you're just gambling, right? What you're going to do is you're going to give yourself the highest probability to succeed. So you develop your strategy and develop your skill to increase your win rate, right? And then your psychology has to be able to lose and to continue to perform after losses, during losing streaks, during winning streaks. You can't start changing the system, because every time you do something different that does not go with your system, over trade, over leverage, over risk, you ruin the entire system completely. And something I've used just discretionally that I've noticed, this is a little side. Let's go back. Wait, let's stay on the 50-50 here. Okay, right? So with this in mind, everything's a 50-50. So you should enter a trade knowing that you have a 50% chance of losing whatever you're risking. On funded accounts, I risk on average 500 a trade. There's a 2K buffer on most of them, so I'd have to lose 4 trades in a row to blow them. Okay, this is higher risk. I recommend y'all doing 400 to start, because you would have to lose 5 trades. I think this is like, if you lose 5 trades in a row, like, it's either like worst case scenario or like y'all don't know what you're doing. And I think every time you lose a funded account, you should take like a week off, depending on where you are financially. Like, if you really did think like you traded pretty well and like you're willing to like lose, like, you should not be buying multiple funded accounts at a time until you have proven to yourself that you can pass one. And then as soon as you've done that, then yes, start scaling. But until then, you shouldn't. You should only be buying one account. Okay, that's a ramble and jambling. Next thing here. What I was saying is, the biggest thing that I've noticed in my trading specifically that caused me to like start winning more is waiting for setups to have motion. Okay, this is my new thing. Motion. Okay, if yours like motion. Okay, if this is your break of structure here, there's your line, you broke above it. Does that look like motion? Scenario 2, you got a high here. What's that? Motion. Okay, yes, my stop losses will be bigger. So in turn, all I really have to do, it's not that I necessarily need to risk more. It's just, I just need to adjust my micros properly, right? So hear me out. Why has this been working better for me? I think it kind of weeds out manipulation, because if we wanted like the 1 minutes, like this scenario, what would happen would be this, and then there'd be like an IFVG, and then it would go in my direction. Like, my overall play was right, I just caught it at the wrong time. So when I sit on my hands and wait, I'm like, oh, that looks good, but let's see. And then we do this, re-sweep this, and then have motion through this fair value gap, aka inversing it to the upside, then I would enter here, here, and hold to here. And it would just cause me to win more trades and lose less. Like my win rate is probably, I mean, it's probably right around 70%. I can fact check it, but it's probably right around 70% after these losses. I had it at like 80 something for the past couple months. It was, I mean, I was just not losing. It was crazy. I mean, if the trade didn't make me feel like I was stupid, like this is like, these are like, y'all can write this down too with your trading. Like you should ask yourself this question. Like this is before I enter a trade, right? This is what you should ask yourself. You should write this down, have it on your journal in front of your desk. Before I enter, would I be upset if I lost this trade? Question mark. Is this setup blatant? Is this setup? How am I trying to word this? Let me word this a little better. Does this look stupidly easy? Like it should look like it's the freest trade of your life. Like you should feel dumb for not entering. Do I have full conviction to enter? These should be like the 3 questions you should ask yourself for your trade. Like if you can't fully say yes to all 3 of these things before entering, why are you entering? And then also, every single entry you take, you should have not only a reason for entering, but a reason for exiting price. Like if you cannot tell me what you were targeting and why, and most of the time your entries should be off what you're targeting. If you're not entering based on your targets, then what are you doing, bro? You're just gambling. You're gambling just a random like system that makes no sense. And then also, your reason for exiting a trade should also have the exact same reason that you do for entering. Like your exit should be what invalidates the reason for entering, which is validated by the draw on liquidity that you're targeting. Okay? And I think if you do these things for a long enough period of time, like there's no way in my mind that you do not become profitable. Yes, are there going to be bumps in the road? Yes. Are you going to fail? Yes, you're going to fail a lot. Okay, that's part of the game. You're going to fail a ton, but you have to be willing to fail and to learn and continue to get better to actually achieve your goals. Okay? Let this motivate you. Okay, I am just some random kid on the internet that you've seen right now. I'm 23 years old, and so far this year I've made 6 figures. That's insane. Last year I just did my tax return and paid $131 on taxes. Basically went negative on money last year. Fully risked on myself. I was basically just making enough money to pay for rent. And yeah, I'm absolutely blessed to be in this position. I want to be able to give back to the people that follow me and just help others achieve what I've achieved. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. I'm going to continue to put out information, continue to post videos. I'm just going to continue to be a helpful resource because it just feels right. It feels good. And I enjoy helping others. I mean, so let me just continue to drop sauce. Let me just continue to help y'all. And y'all have to put in the work on the back end or this will never work. It will never work if you do not put in the work. Okay? And it's going to be tough. It's going to suck. Okay? There was times where I was literally praying and crying on my knees. I didn't know what I was doing. And it was hard. It was tough. It was terrible. I literally was like, okay, I'm literally about to run out of money. My credit card's almost maxed out. I'm about to have to pick up 5 jobs. I don't know what I'm doing in my life. I was stressed. I was hating myself and I was beating myself up. And that is just not a good mental place to be in. And then all of a sudden I got my first payout. And then I was patient and I got another payout of $4,000. And then now I had $8,000. So I was able to pay off my credit card. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to risk a little bit and buy some more accounts. Got my Tradify accounts. Those got me like $20,000 in a month. And then I had capital to expand. I bought max allocation on Apex. I had those Tradify accounts, had those Alpha Futures accounts. I started stacking more accounts. And here we are now. Trading is an exponential game that is absolutely insane. In the beginning, guys, it's going to be like this. It's a J curve. At first, you're going to suck and lose money. But literally, the first time you make money, you will probably already be above all your losses. That's how insane it is. And then from there, it's literally bull run central to the moon. Okay, guys. Hopefully this video helps. It's going to be a multi-part series. I'll break down. I'll get in more detail for sure and just continue to drop information. I post my trade recaps every single day. That's probably the most helpful videos ever. Okay, I literally go in for my reason for entering, what I was targeting, why I was targeting it, what caused me to enter, everything. Okay, I'm giving you the blueprint right in front of your face. You just have to put in the work and actually start to understand it. Okay, work hard and push yourself and believe in yourself. You can do this, but you're gonna have to grind. But once you get there, it is an absolutely insane journey, and it's the most. It's the I would never take this back for anything. All the losses, all the struggle, all the stress, all the anxiety, all the like terrible thoughts, all the pain, everything that I went through to get here, 100% worth it, and I would do it over again. And I'm thankful to God for every situation, everything He has given me, and I'm just beyond blessed. And I just want to be able to give what I've been blessed with to others and allow others to succeed as well, guys. And that's what I'm here to do. That's what I'm gonna do, and that's what I'm gonna post. So, y'all have a good one. Hopefully, this helps y'all in your trading journey and just helps you get one step closer to becoming profitable.